entities are not receiving any kind of subsidy.
I agree with that.
They may be, may I just finish? They may be able to provide vaccines at a lower price point because they buy in quantity. There's no restriction from for-profit vets getting together or buying group and doing the same thing. Zero restriction on that. To the extent that a animal shelter is, for example, a county organization, there's certain regulations that they have to comply with. I can't say, but in general, I would say this, that the fact that someone has some kind of a subsidy with regard to, let's say, a county that's helping build a building for them, for example, should not make a difference and does not make a difference from the antitrust laws. It's simply, as I said before, we're not talking about the competitors. To protect an individual competitor or a class of competitors is not what the antitrust laws do. What they do is protect competition. And again, what harm is there, Senator, if there is this large unmet demand? I guarantee you, I'm gonna promise you this. Before we get together again, I will be back, since I think you're right, we're gonna talk about January. I'm gonna commission an economic study to prove to this group that there's unmet demand here that will take nothing away from the for-profit vets. And if I can show you that, then you really have no option but to let the free market take its course, because that's the only fair thing for the citizens of this state. Now, I'll tell you something, too. If you walk out my front door in Florence, literally, if you walk to the corner, if you walk 3 blocks this way, there's a vet. If you walk 2 blocks this way, there's a vet. And if you walk 2 blocks north, there's another vet. 3 for-profit vets right in the same area. There are a lot of vets in my backyard, but as I said before, they don't have convenient hours. And one just recently opened a weekend clinic. You have to know the name of a vet in Florence to get someone to help your dog if it's hit by a car. That's wrong, and to the extent that the shelters and anybody will provide those services, that's what we need. We need competition. Like I said, everybody here who is a lawyer knows what it's like to be competitive. I know Senator Shaheen knows that pressures on rates. You have to talk with your clients. This is nothing is handed to anybody in this world. And I think the vets provide a great service, but so do the vets at the shelters.
Any other questions?
Just play devil's advocate here and asking you a question, because I think you have a very good understanding of these issues. If you're really talking about fair play, and the example that I gave where you have mobile clinics coming in and actively competing with brick and mortar vets, would it make sense, do you really want to be fair about it, to take away the nonprofit designation?
That's a question for the taxing authorities. It's not a question for this organization, nor is it a question for the antitrust laws. Competition is competition. And so the fact that someone's not making a profit doesn't mean they're not providing a service. People choose how they want. Yeah, I'm just saying people choose how they wish to organize. There's nothing stopping every vet in this state from becoming a not-for-profit. They can still pay themselves a reasonable salary. They just choose to do these things to make more money, presumably. That's the only reason you operate for profit as opposed to not-for-profit. Turn every vet in the state not-for-profit. You could do that too. Why not do that? What's the difference? The point of it is, at the end of the day, where you should care are your constituents. And the reason that people say they're not going to get reelected is because everybody out there who's on a fixed income says, if my dog, like Bojangles, needs serious foot surgery, I can't afford it. My dog, they told me if I didn't have Bojangles' foot operated on, he would literally chew it to the point it might have to be amputated. Because I said, why bother this old dog with this surgery? People can't afford that. That's not fair, it's not right, and these restrictions are anti-competitive, without a doubt.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions? I would like to have that study. If you would do that, bring it to us, I would appreciate it.
I guarantee I'll do that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Right.
you.